So is everybody here? Eric, you here? You're the only one I haven't heard chime off yet. Okay, cool. Alrighty, so let's get into it. What does everybody remember where we were last session?
Yeah, lots of combat.
Yes, lots of combat.
Emperor's dead. We don't know about Tia Dalma.
And Perry told the devil dude to scram.
I told him to fuck off. Yeah.
Yep. So we find the party once again in the throne room.
I want to
go ahead.
investigate the Emperor.
Absolutely.
That is a hot ass 12.
What are you looking for on the
Steal my loot.
I'm looking for maybe some keys or documents or maybe a skull.
So with a 12, you find that he has a dagger in like under his robes, like in his leg, strapped to his leg.
Is it a nice dagger?
Pretty nice. Yeah, it's a nice dagger. I mean, it's the fucking Emperor's dagger. You know what I mean? It's a nice ass fucking dagger, but it's just a dagger. You will find, you find wrapped around his wrist, you find a fine like silver, what kind of looks like a charm bracelet almost. And it has a stone set into it, like a deep purple stone set into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna swipe that too.
Okay. And then other than that, the only other thing that he has on him besides his clothing is his crown.
I'll swipe that.
I don't give a fuck about that. Yeah.
So Venkin, as you kind of step up, as Perry's kind of fucking full on murder hoboing this body.
Yeah.
Not even wait for it to get cold before he loots it.
No, fuck that guy.
As you go and pick up the crown, Althea like takes the puts her hand on the crown at the same time and says, sorry, I understand you guys are pirates, but this is not for sale. And this is not for grabs. And she kind of looks at all of you and says, you know, we did literally just chop the head off of an empire.
Okay,
And
hold up. I want to strength check that.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna give it
I mean, hold on.
shot.
I mean, she is like heir to the throne. So
Okay, I don't know too much of that. I just see that she's trying to take something out of my hand, and
that was like her grandpa.
I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
All right. Yeah, if you want to roll strength, absolutely. Let me grab my dice.
I hope she beats your ass.
We're about to find out.
I'm more pissed off that she tried to take something out of my hand.
No, it's more like you go to grab it, and at the same time that you put your hand on it, she puts her hand on it at the same time, almost like at the literally at the exact same time, almost like when in one of those cheesy like high school movies where like the kid drops his books and then or the girl drops her books and then the guy puts his, like at the literally like the same time. Like,
all right,
it's
no, I take it back.
that fucking. No. You just walk away. All right, I was about to say, if you want to roll off, buddy, we can.
No, I'll roll off. But as soon as you said like a cheesy high school,
I
like
say you guys lock eyes,
love
and then
story, I was like,
awkward.
I'm out.
Yeah, she just out awkwards you. She just stares at you so intently. You're just like,
oh, you can have it.
Yeah, fine. I don't want it. Okay, and so, but she says, we've just chopped the head off of an empire, and we have an opportunity. At least I have an opportunity here to try to change the fate of a lot of people, and maybe even restore a little bit of honor to this place.
Can I roll insight to make sure her intentions are good?
Absolutely.
Let's see, what do I get for insight? Plus 6. It's a 16 plus 6.
16 plus 6, yeah, absolutely. You get a very deep sense that She is meaning every single word she's saying. Like,
Okay.
she like, sure, she's not a perfect person by any stretch of the imagination, and like she's very well aware of that. And the a limited amount of time that you've gotten a chance to like be around her, this is kind of the air that you've gotten from her, and you kind of actually in this moment start to think, maybe she might be a good fit. Maybe she's not like some of those other elves, and she might be a good fit in that moment because of how sincere she is. And she says, she says, she kind of picks the crown up and places it on her head and says, we'll see how this goes. And I'll let you guys any other looting or searching while she
yo,
you
Tony.
kind of see she walks over towards Molly to kind of check on Molly. And
What kind of armor did the guards have on?
pretty high quality armor. I mean, these are like, so you have like the standard guard armor, which is elven and extremely nice anyway, but then you add in the fact that these are essentially like the royal guard of so it's quite ornate, it's good armor. It's really good armor. It's full plate.
Okay.
Can I search the guards for a dagger? 2 daggers.
Absolutely.
if I have them?
Yeah, absolutely. They've all got
Oh,
daggers.
I'll give the Emperor's dagger over to Zezel.
Okay, yeah. And then yeah, you can. There's plenty of elven weapons to be pilfered here.
Okay.
What kind of dagger does the Emperor have?
I'll give you. I'll send you the stats to it. It's like in a sheath that he had strapped to his ankle, and it's like maybe like a 6-inch to 8-inch blade, somewhere in that ballpark, and nice handle. It's very, very ornate. I mean, it's the fucking, like I said earlier, it's the Emperor's dagger. Like, of course,
Right.
it's nice as fuck. And then so she walks over towards Molly and stuff, and I will let you guys continue with whatever you would like to do.
I'll holler for Tony. See
So you try to see if Tony's around. Yeah, so you kind of shout out like, refresh me on that ability of yours to tell like what is that a spell that you use to tell like what wildlife and like what creatures are around, or
so just for this one we'll use it's a first level spell, ability to verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. Your knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence. But at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whatever they can perceive or have perceived within the past day.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you go to begin calling out for Tony, and you're not getting any response, and you kind of think to yourself, we are pretty high up in a tower, in you know what I mean, in an emperor's, like in the fucking throne room, and that's probably the last place you're gonna find rats, especially in the emperor's throne room. So you suspect that he's probably down on the ground level, probably not necessarily in this building. I don't know if you have necessarily a connection to him to be able to call out to him from that great of a distance.
Are there any beasts, any rats, I guess, not just Tony?
No, not in this immediate area. You kind of suspect that they have some sort of magical means around here to try to keep pests and other vermin out of, like, elves are hoity and toity, and they don't really want. Oh, geez, I can hear myself really bad in somebody's shit.
It sounds like Eric.
Give me a second.
I don't mean to call you out like that.
I couldn't tell who it was. All I knew is I could hear myself really loud. Oh, shit.
Would any of this armor fit me?
Yeah. I mean, they're not like high elves are generally slightly taller and more slender. But I can't like. What was your frame again? I can't remember what your off the top of my head. Without pulling your character sheet up.
I'm short. I'm 5'0".
Oh, you're 5 even. You suspect that you could modify some of it, and with a little bit of modification, yeah, you could probably easily wear some of this armor.
If possible, I want to try and snag some of it.
Absolutely. So are you going more after? So okay, so I will say that there's two different kinds of armor available here.
Okay.
So there are those like the sword fighters that you were facing down on the lower portion, if you remember, and then the upper portion there are the archers, and there are a few dead archers up there, and their armor is a little bit more minimalistic to give them a little bit better range of movement.
That's what I want.
Okay, yeah. So their armor is a little bit more minimalistic. So you're looking at like a breastplate, and then like I can't remember what it's called, like the portions of armor that go like around the waist. It's almost like a skirt of armor, and then it has like the two protective pieces over the legs,
Yeah.
and then like it has like the shin guards, kind of almost think of it like hoplite armor, like Spartan hoplite armor, but like that kind of basic configuration, but elven.
Okay. And I want to go ahead and just put it on. What in 5e terms? What kind of armor would this be?
Half plate.
Half plate. Okay. So that awesome. Okay.
All right.
I'm also gonna take one of the elven daggers as well.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you can loot any of those kinds of things that you would like
So
off of bodies or anything. Go ahead.
I've got a question about the armor.
Hmm.
The half plate puts me. It says half plate AC is 15. Do I still add my dexterity and my other buffs to that, or is it 15?
Are you proficient in that kind of armor?
I am, since I'm a cleric also.
Okay, yeah. So you have the cleric. To be honest with you, I would have to double check on that, but I think you at least get your dex. Are you at disadvantage for dexterity with half plate? Does it say if you're at disadvantage on stealth checks?
I'm proficient with half plate.
Okay. All right. Then I would say let me double check. I want to be 100% certain, but I think you at least get your dexterity on that, but I could be wrong.
Okay. I get it's disadvantage with stealth.
Okay. Here, let me look. Let me pull up the book real quick. Or you know what? I can. If we can Google that shit really quick. Sorry. I mean to.
I just want to make sure I get it right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it says that would be your base armor class with that on, is what I'm finding.
Okay, yeah, so then, yes, okay, yeah, so that's what I'm seeing too, so that's your base, so AC 15 is your base, and then you add your proficiency bonus, or your dex, yeah.
Okay, so
your dex to it.
Oh my god, that is fucking broken.
What's your AC, like 19 now?
20.
20? Nice. Yeah, clerics, man, like, with that proficiency and that heavier armor, man, the cleric can really, you can be, tank, man. That's why clerics are tanks.
But as a sword
So-
though, that's fucking broken.
Yeah, it really is. What was your subclass for cleric? Way of
life.
Okay. Yeah, man, it is.
AC like 23 or some shit.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was, and that was at like level 14 or 15.
Yeah.
By the point he's at now, his armor class is like probably absolutely outrageous. Okay. All right. So after you guys get done looting bodies and any of those other things, taking some armor, strapping that on yourselves, is there anything else that you guys would like to do in this room? Anything?
How much of the metal armor can I carry?
How much of the metal armor can you carry? You're a pretty good sized dude. You're like about 7 feet tall. I mean, you've got a pretty good sized I can imagine you could carry several hundred pounds probably 200 pounds on your back pretty easily if you lashed it all together, backpack style. Shit. I'd have to let me see if Google gives me a weight for full plate and half plate. God damn.
I just want to know how much I can loot and sell later on.
I gotcha. I understand.
It'll be a while before we can sell it because we definitely ain't gonna be able to sell it in any of these cities.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so the standard plate armor is 65 pounds. So I would imagine that you could probably carry, let's just say you could carry the armor of 4 individuals. So you carry 4 suits of full plate armor. You have to like use up your rope and stuff, lash it all together, and like carry it on your back, kind of, in order to make it work. But
Dope.
you take 4 sets of full elven plate. All right. So if there's nothing else inside this room that you guys would like to do, we can go ahead and move on.
Yeah, are there any doors other than the door we came in?
So there's a side door. There is a side door to the like kind of back towards the center because this room, remember, is very, very long. There's kind of a center of the room, and there was a side door off of that. There's a set of double doors off of that, off of the side of the room. But there's no other. That's the only other set of doors that's noticeable here.
Okay. Oh, did we lose Eric?
Oh shit, we did at some
somebody
point.
beeped in the chat. Was that him?
It might be. I didn't.
He said he was outside for some reason. No.
It's probably like what, 5 o'clock in the morning over there or something.
Yeah, pretty late. Yeah.
Early.
Or yeah, you know what I mean.
It's all perspective, relative.
Yeah, it is 4:20 a.m. for them right now.
Ew.
Blaze it.
Yeah, no shit.
I want to check out that side room.
Absolutely. So, he said he's having some headphone struggles. So you head back down, towards the center of the room and crack open the doors to, which that reveals basically essentially it's like a servant's prep area kind of thing. It's like where you imagine like some kind of servants would like servants to the emperor would like prepare different things to bring to him. There's like a really fancy fucking table that's on wheels that looks like they can wheel it out so they can wheel this table out so he could just like walk his lazy ass down from his throne and like sit at this table and eat and then go back, like, you know what I mean, like. So and different things of that nature. So
Okay.
that's basically all that you find in there is just like, you know,
Nothing.
servants' tools.
Like
Yeah, nothing.
value. Okay.
No.
Cool.
Sorry, hold on real quick. Eric, can you hear us? Are you in? Before we continue, I want to... Yeah, he's in here, but I'm not hearing him.
He's not even lighting up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Give me
Well,
just a second, guys. Sorry.
you're fine.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say
What were
while
you
we're
gonna say?
waiting, I want to check out this bracelet also.
Absolutely. The bracelet does appear to be magical in nature. Damn, he's gone again.
Can can I roll Arcana to get a better idea?
Absolutely.
It's a 15.
A 15. So as you begin to study it, you realize that this is the Emperor's arcane casting focus. It is the big gem set into it is basically what he used to channel his magical.
Okay.
Yeah, it's his arcane focus.
I was hoping it was gonna be like a shield bracelet or something to
Yeah.
give me another boost to that AC.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. So you're walking around the AC 25
AC 25 sorcerer, yeah.
I'm gonna try to message him on Discord and see if I can get through to him real quick.
I need to change my mini so that I can put some armor on it.
I'm sad that other people can't see what you're doing.
Me?
No, me.
Do it again. Do it
Excuse
again.
me.
Oh yeah, I saw.
Oh, the Waldos. Yeah.
I saw you do that earlier.
You gotta get the most out of that nitro, don't you?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
God damn.
The fuck? It says he's. Oh. All right, he's fine. He's replying now. Okay.
Why the hell do I see him on my screen?
That was weird.
Cat jam.
Sneaking up on you.
Yeah.
Dang.
What?
Oh, just the sheer volume of technical difficulties I've dealt with today. It's like it's even bleeding into D&D today for me. Was that?
Yeah. Those Nick Cages?
That's what. That's what I was that. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So, who's got big plans this weekend?
Not me.
I'm just gonna try to. I'm just gonna try to forget that the school exists for the weekend. That's my big plans. Now, mostly we're gonna be prepping for Sophie's birthday party coming up. So
Sounds fun.
yeah,
Which
she's
one?
getting so this is the first year that she's really like been adamant about like she wants like a birthday party that some of her friends can come to and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're doing a little like I can't remember what the name of the fucking place is. It's a new place. Can't remember the name of the place is. It's like some indoor play thing. It's pretty cool, but she saw it and Sophie found out about it. I guess I don't know from talking to somebody or something, and so that's where she wants to have her party. So we're doing that on like the Saturday before her birthday, for her and a few of her friends and stuff, and her cousins and stuff. And then the next day, we're on her actual birthday on Sunday. We're going to grandma's house, so we're gonna do cake and ice cream and shit there at grandma's. So it's a little jump thing. It's just gonna be for like her and her friends and shit.
She's gonna be stoked
So-
about 2 freaking birthday parties though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
because
say,
well,
got lucky if I got
so
one.
we were originally we weren't gonna do the 2. We were just gonna do the 1 at the thing. But then she was like, so for her birthday, it was all booked up for her actual birthday. So we had to move it to
Oh.
the Saturday before. And Sophie's so particular about things. She was like, I don't want you to sing happy birthday or have a cake or do presents on Saturday because that's not my birthday. You know, she's like, I want that on my birthday. And and
Gotcha.
knowing her, if we try to do that shit on not her birthday, she will like refuse and like scream and plug her ears and not want to be a part of it. And so it's just way easier. And since the one at grandma's isn't going to cost us anything, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, fuck it. We'll do the one with the family and then just take her. That'll be like her almost like her birthday present from us. It's just like a big like party and pizza and shit, like a pizza party at this jump place or whatever the fuck it is for her and her friends. So, yeah, I don't know. He's read my message. It says that he's read it, but he's not responding, and I don't know.
It sounded like whenever we were chatting before he hopped on, it sounded like he was outside and he had very bad signal.
Yeah.
Shit.
So I don't know if he's got to like does he have to like stay outside so he doesn't wake everybody else up or what? It looked
I
like he
don't
had his
think
own
so.
like trailer, didn't he?
Yeah, he's got his. I'm pretty sure he's got his own spot. I think the only issue may be that like I don't know for sure because he's there. He has to be so vague and he can't really say anything. But he may be moving around. He may not be in like the location he was before, and so I don't know. I really truly don't
Gotcha.
because he can't say anything about that kind of shit. So damn. Okay. There he is.
Oh.
There he is. Can you hear us, Eric? Blink once if you can.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Text him again. I thought I heard something.
Breathe again.
Yeah.
Hey. And I just have to go outside. I don't want to wake up my roommate.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So you're just having a hard time with like with service because you're outside.
Yeah. No, my headphones.
Well, like I said, it's all good, man. I can like if I can turn you down for myself, or I can turn myself the fuck down. So, but if you can hear us, then we should be okay.
Yeah, just keep going.
Okay. All right. Okay.
No. I'm sorry. Okay.
I think he's gonna start doing like ASMR or something.
Oh. Yeah.
Some ASMR.
Yeah.
Oh, hold up. I gotta hold it right.
Not the Bob Ross. We can't hear that.
Oh, really?
No. You're not even lighting up, man.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Can you hear me talk?
Yeah. Discord's got like
yeah.
a noise cancellation thing.
Well, your sensitivity's probably down.
Yeah, no, like if I hit this thing with my ring, because my ring's titanium, this thing sounds like a freaking bell, dude. It's like, boom, it rings forever. Anyways, all right. So, all right. So you guys finished looting the bodies of the fallen elves and the now dead emperor, and yeah. So are you guys going to make your way back out into the tower, or are you guys?
Yeah,
Check for secret rooms.
I think.
What'd you say?
Can I make a
Secret
check
room?
for secret rooms?
I mean, absolutely, if you want to.
Cool.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna ask Althea if the people will believe the Emperor's dead. Like if she thinks that the reign is really over.
Absolutely. She says, well, that depends.
21
There
on
were
investigation.
you rolled a 21 on investigation. Okay, give me just a second.
Yeah.
So as you're talking to her, she says, I mean, there were a couple witnesses to it. A few of those elves ran off. They saw what was here. They saw that whatever the fuck that was. They saw all of that. And I mean, if I can get them to corroborate my story, then
As soon as she says that, I go and I'm gonna cut this dude's head off, and I'm gonna walk it to the nearest window and throw it
just
into the street.
okay. So yeah, so you leave her, walk across
As soon
the
as she
throne
says,
room.
"I hope they corroborate," I just go, sis."
You walk over, you grab the hair of the lifeless corpse of her great grandfather, use your sickle to remove his head from his deceased body. You walk it. There's no real windows in here. There are, but they're not like opening type of windows. They're like up in the ceiling and shit, like skylights. But you could absolutely take it out the doors and like up to the railing and then like drop it down in like till it until it hits in the center of the tower floor on the ground level.
Nope, not good enough. Nope. It's going
So
to the street.
you just
Yep.
walk. You're gonna take it all the way.
Yep.
Okay. So Venkin leaves. Just holding this
I'll be back.
head. Like Venkin just cuts like leaving Althea and a few of the others just kind of like what the fuck just happened. While Aruk is kind of feeling around on the walls. There's like tapestries hanging down and stuff like that, and he's like fucking moving tapestries and shit, like knocking on stones and stuff like that. However, as Aruk is doing this, he works his way back behind the throne and discovers in the back of the pillar that the throne sits upon a a very hard to notice but door-shaped crease in the back of the pillar that that the throne sits upon.
I don't know if he can talk or hear you, but I'm guessing he would try to open it.
I can hear him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do?
I'll open the door.
So yeah,
Door
you're kind
close.
of feeling around on it, and you press in on it, and it kind of like, and then just kind of opens, and as you, it kind of creaks as you swing the door open, and there's a stairwell leading down, and it curves around to the right.
Be like, hey guys, you want to go down this path? You guys want to go down here?
Yeah, I think Perry with his new armor is feeling like Big Dick in the locker room, so he will swing his arms and
Clunk, clunk,
Yeah,
clunk, clunk
and
down the
just
stairs.
trot his way like down the stairs.
So yeah, as Aruk and Perry leading the way, Venkin now
Yeah.
out in the hallway.
I'm gonna join him because I'm not being left alone up here.
Yeah, Zezel's like, fuck, and follows you guys down. As you round the corner down at the bottom of the stairs, you see a room, and as you walk into it, the torches that are on the wall and light themselves, casting a warm glow over a once dark room. This room is roughly 16 foot by 16 foot. All on every inch of the wall, on every wall are tapestries depicting great scenes of battle, and different images of different what look to be maybe almost like a chronology around the room of different depictions of moments of in the history of Kathir, including the very first one that seems to show a massive elven army fighting against another army, and then further tapestries that show the city itself being built. Now, at the far end of the room is an altar, and on that altar are sat perfectly in a row 3 human skulls
Wow.
with a gem set into the forehead of each. The 3 skulls are sitting atop quite a large amount of gold that is kind of sat out on this table. And there is several trunks in nature.
He froze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I immediately start filling my pockets.
I immediately start swallowing gold.
Grab one of the chests, Vinkin. I'm sure it's full of gold. Did you freeze too, Matt, or you just
No,
chilling?
no. I'm sitting really
You're
still. Yeah, I'm
You're
not talking to you.
stone still, bro.
And being dragged and shit.
Oh shit.
I don't know
There he is.
what it was, guys.
Alright,
What was the last thing you heard me say?
There were chests.
lots and lots of gold.
Yeah, so there are very, very well made hand carved stone chests that are lining the floor around the room. There's an altar like table at the end of the room that's got gold piled atop it, and sitting atop the gold are the 3 skulls. Each with a different color gem. One is a deep red, one is a deep green, and one is a deep golden color.
I immediately start filling my pockets and my bag or whatever I have with gold.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. You just start like Zezel just doesn't even mind the skulls. He's just like just starts fucking fistfuls everywhere, just shoving them in his pockets.
Hey, there's a reason me and Perry are friends. I know he's got the intelligence part of it. I'd take care of the financials and I'll get the gold
Yeah,
for
there
him.
you go. Yeah, I'm gonna grab the
how far-
skulls and throw them in my bag.
Absolutely, yeah.
How far
So
can your message spell reach?
120 feet, I think.
No, that's not okay.
to the other end of the throne room.
Yeah.
Message. Hang on.
I was gonna say if you could get the ships or one of the gems to bring
Oh,
you the
no,
chest you're
there's no
holding,
way.
then
120 feet.
I guess I'll drag a chest, maybe
So
back up the stairs.
you got to remember there is a siege of the city going on outside. How are we going to?
You worry about that later, baby.
That's a later problem. Okay.
get ready to fight, we just
That's
stash it
fine.
behind a building, fight, and then grab our gold again. And
I just
Do
lean
what
up
we
and
did
go.
last time, throw it in the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
You just across his bottom lip.
Yeah,
we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
fair enough. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna start swiping gold too. How much gold do I
Okay.
get?
So we'll go over the exact amounts a little bit later. You guys just kind of start shoving shit in your pockets at this point. Is anybody fucking with any of the chests? Or are you just taking gold off this table?
Oh, I
what-
thought you said the chests were full of
Chests.
gold.
I said that there were hand carved stone chests around the room.
I want to cast detect magic on
I'll
the
fuck with chests.
on the chests.
Absolutely, yeah. So you kind of raise your hand and cast detect magic, and they all pop open. No, a room full of mimics. Yeah.
Back, bitch.
A room full of mimics, stone mimics. Damn. Now I fucking really should have made them mimics. That would have been hilarious. No. So you cast detect magic, and there doesn't seem to be any magical other than the skulls. The skulls are obviously have magical to them, but they just seem to be very well made stone chests.
Cool. Let's open those joints, I guess.
Yeah, so one of them, the first one that you open, is absolutely full to the fucking brim of gems. Like
Stone?
Like
Not-
gems or like gems?
Like
Yeah.
as
Gems or
yeah.
gems?
GEMS.
We've got one of those too, though.
Okay,
be like-
just to clarify,
Yeah.
they're not
Yeah,
beans.
it's just a bunch of bodies just shoved in there.
Alright, I
Brew
start
with
emptying my
gems,
pockets
don't
of gold, start filling it back with gems.
Yeah, the first one that you open is full of gemstones. Just like, and as you continue to open them, they're full of different things. Gold, gems. Some have like one, however, the last one that you open has like a bunch of like old tomes in it, like
Mm.
old dusty books and things of
Scoop.
that nature. Huh?
I said scoop.
Scoot. Yeah. Yeah, so you're just like Perry's just like like all the not all that glitters is gold, and Perry just fucking focuses in straight on the all the paper, and yeah, you just start pulling these ancient like scrolls and tomes and books and things like that out, and just begin just shoving shit into your bag. So yeah. Is there anything of all of this wealth that you're gonna try to take? Besides
What do
the
you mean,
gold and
try?
the shits. Okay, like, so are you going to try to take like whole chests of shit out of here? That's what I'm
Can
asking.
All right.
Can I
so-
investigate to see if there's anything like a gem that's worth a very high value or anything?
So based on so you have one chest that is full of like rubies and sapphires, emeralds, like all those kinds of precious stones. You have one that's full of diamonds. You have one that's full of fucking gold, one that's full of like silver. They're kind of like organized a little bit, and then the one that has all of the tomes and paper and all that kind of shit in it. So obviously, the diamonds are the most valuable
Right.
Obviously.
of the stones. So
Okay, so my next question. We're talking about value density. The 250 pounds worth of armor on my back is worth less per pound than.
The diamonds? Yeah.
Yeah,
than-
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say the gold.
by a
but
mile, dog, and
Yeah,
easier
okay.
to unload.
Hold on. I'm gonna look
Just
at the
shrug it
value of the
off.
diamond here. 5e. Let's see.
No. I knew the diamonds were, but I was talking about gold. I figured we could get the chest full of stones and stuff up, but all this gold's probably gonna be.
Oh shit! I just went to a jeweler's website. Hold on. I was like, man,
Can't
get real
$1,000?
diamond. Jeez.
A diamond is worth 5,000 gold pieces.
Jesus Christ! All right, I immediately start dumping the gold out of my pockets and filling my pockets with diamonds.
Emptying containers full of whatever he put in the last time and just replaces it. He's
Yeah,
dumped the same
I
bag
see.
5 times.
I see Zezel like this is how I picture it happening with Zezel is like he like as he's already got his pockets full of gold and shit, and as he's like getting ready to just head out, like you open the one with diamonds and his fucking head just snaps around, and then there's like a brief moment of contemplation before he's just like fuck, and he starts taking all the gold out.
Yeah.
He's throwing up, trying to like empty his fucking pockets out and shit, turn them inside out, and then just starts
Scrooge
shoving
McDuck
handfuls of
right now,
diamonds.
trying to swim
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah.
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 Yeah, so you guys begin filling your pockets with diamonds and things of that nature.
I don't even want to be greedy. I'm just gonna, enough to where I can move and still freely. I just want diamonds.
Oh, I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace. You don't worry, baby.
Shing, shing, you guys are just gonna sound like fucking. You guys just sound like rock tumblers, just right walking through the city. All right. So yeah, you guys take whatever you can carry, and which, like I said, we'll kind of divide all that up here in a little bit.
Okay.
And kind of in a hurry, just moving as fast as you guys can. Fill your pockets, fill your pouches, things of that nature, and then I imagine begin to head out. So here's the question. For you: What after you guys make it out of the tower? Which direction are you planning on heading? Are you just planning on fleeing the city and heading straight back towards Chichen Itza?
Yep. I got all I need in my pockets.
Ooh, I've got an idea. Isn't there like a balcony?
See, that's what I thought.
There is a balcony, but it's not off the throne room. But yes,
okay.
there is a balcony. It's further up. It's a couple more. There's a couple more levels above the throne room, and it's
Okay.
up off the.
Like a watchtower.
Hold up. So if there's a balcony, how far away from the ship are we?
I mean, you guys are smack in the middle of a city. The ship was way out in the bay the last time you saw it. So a distance. From where you guys are at, considering that when you entered this place, the ship was fleeing away from you, I would imagine probably not.
So here's my idea.
Especially not with the massive amount of chaos and black smoke that's filling the sky, considering the hell you guys caused in the bay.
So here's my idea. How many trips could a giant eagle and Zezel make to the ship?
Hey, yo, chill on the wild chase. I need a longer rest.
Fuck. Okay. Damn it.
We was about to be rich.
Yeah, I was about to say we are about to clean house.
I mean, unless you guys want to close up this room and take an 8-hour long rest.
We could.
But, or
That's
I could
the risk
cast
I'm willing
Pass
to
Without
take with
Trace.
what I've got in my pockets.
Fuck it.
8 hours is 8 hours too long. I'm ready to just
I
get
think
to
we
the...
Yeah.
I think we drag those stone chests over to the door. That way.
You mean on the balcony? Or
No, I mean like the door to the throne room,
okay,
and we'll just long rest in here.
okay. I
Okay,
mean,
so
I'm
you guys
down.
gonna try to drag. You guys gonna try to drag the chests out?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need strength checks.
All right, I'm gonna cast guidance repeatedly on everybody.
I'm gonna cast guidance as well.
So it's
So so it would be Aruk or I imagine it'd be Aruk or Venkin who's the strongest. So who's actually going to be attempting this?
Oh, I figure we all were gonna be carrying stuff.
I
Like,
thought,
ain't
yeah.
no
Well,
way
yeah,
I'm
for
down.
sure. Okay, so yeah, but I mean, like, are all 4 of you gonna try to carry one chest, or?
We'll make as many.
That's what I'm trying to
trips
get.
as
I'm trying to
we
get
need
how that way I can figure out exactly how to roll this because these things are fucking heavy.
I think everybody should probably carry the same chest. That way.
Okay. Because I mean, consider the fact that these things are the size of footlockers.
Yeah.
They're made of
heavy as
solid
fuck.
stone and full of heavy stones.
Yeah.
So we're talking like well over 1,000 pounds here per. Like
Right.
these things are fucking massive. So it's gonna be quite. That's why I'm gonna need strength checks from all 4 of you guys. With the guidance is fine. As you guys are trying to get these fuckers out of there.
We need like a mage hand that can lift it.
Oh, wait, say less.
There's not a mage hand in
that's-
the world that's strong enough.
That's no. Yeah, no.
I rolled
I
a
got a
26.
That's why
13.
this is when you need a
With
transmutation
2d4s of
wizard.
guidance?
Yes,
Oh my
You got a
God.
what?
a 13. I rolled an 8, Matthew.
A 13 from you. What do we get, Aruk? You said a 16?
No, 26.
26.
I had a 16.
Okay. You had a 16. And then Zezel.
16.
Okay. So Zezel and Perry are struggling to help and carry their end. Aruk is picking this thing up like he's been doing this a while. Aruk is just like he's got his end, but Venkin is struggling. I don't know if he's got too much shit in his pockets or or what, or if he's just tired from battle. As you guys are all pretty tired from fighting for your lives.
I weigh a solid
s-
42 pounds, so there's no fucking way I'm any help with this.
What? You weigh
Yeah.
what?
That's what I'm
42
saying.
pounds, bro.
I'm a buck
Yeah.
50.
I'm throwing you.
Yeah.
Next
So
I know, I'm a little guy.
you guys are, I'll say that you guys are able to get it across the room, but you're not like once you see those stairs that go up and then curve around, and you guys are like, fuck.
All right. So
Let's
if
just
we're
take
gonna,
shifts. Back behind the throne. Down in the jewel room. or
yeah,
whatever.
and I will fly, go get the chest of holding, bring it back,
There you go.
and we'll just put everything in there.
Okay, so you guys are gonna just hold up and take a long rest.
I
Yes.
think so.
Okay. So you guys are down there and you guys are kind of doing your own thing and have kind of lost track of what Althea and Molly are doing. As you guys are kind of solely focused in on this treasure that
Slobbering.
you have found. Yeah, slobbering over all of the shinies that you found. And you guys I wouldn't say lock yourselves in, but you guys barricade yourselves into this underground chamber beneath the throne. And so like you said, you guys are gonna do shifts. You guys are gonna do shifts like watch. Okay. Um, so yeah, you guys are down there. Time is hard to track because you're just in a essentially not subterranean, but you're essentially just in a box with no way to tell exactly how long. But you guys get quite a good rest. You are fully rested. And as you emerge, as you guys emerge from the chamber beneath the throne, the smell of these bodies that have been left is beginning to fill the throne room. And that's the first thing that greets you guys as you guys open the stone door and make your way back out into the throne room. Is that it's starting to stink in here a bit. And as you guys make your way up and out, you see that you find that Molly and Althea are not around. Not at least that you can immediately see anywhere. What's your guys' next move? You guys gonna head out of the? You said you're gonna try to wild shape and then fly back and get the chest of holding.
Yeah. So I'll go and start doing that.
Okay, absolutely. So you guys make your way out. Are you guys gonna try to go up to the balcony, or are you guys gonna try to make your way down into the down like out the front door, essentially, like you came in?
I think the balcony is the better idea.
I will say that as you guys enter, the throne room also has a bit of a different appearance in the sense that time has passed and it is now dark outside, and so the throne room is not quite as well lit as it was during the daytime. As I mentioned, there are skylights in the ceiling, so you guys do know that it is dark outside, and you imagine it's the wee hours of the morning, early morning, maybe 3 or 4 a.m.
I want to try to message Molly. See if I can.
You get no reply.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same for Althea.
Same result.
Okay.
Am I back yet?
So I imagine this is before you have even taken off yet.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. This is like kind of you guys figure. That's why I was asking if you guys are before you go and do your flight thing. Were you guys going to try to head to the balcony and then you're going to take off and fly, or were you guys going to go down? Like, which way were you exiting the building in order to fly away?
I think probably the balcony is the better idea. What do
Okay.
you think, Captain?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Um,
Yes.
So as
Go ahead.
soon as he says he can't really contact her, I will use commune with nature. 3 miles around me. I can get information of animals, people, or influence from other planes of existence than 3 miles.
Ooh. So as you cast a spell,
Damn.
you sense that there is still some lingering presence from some kind of infernal plane of existence, from the summoning of the demonic figure you fought the day before. There is still some of that energy floating around the place. You can tell that they're within 3 mile radius. You can tell that there are quite a few. There are quite a few souls in that range. You can sense all of the soldiers and people in that range, but you do detect Molly and Althea's presence. They are a few floors above you. On the other side of the tower, a few floors above you. And you can tell that like I can't imagine that you see what they are doing or anything of that nature. However, you get the sense that they're alive and well, but they are just not within not super close to you guys. They're in another part of the tower.
I will go ahead and pass that on to him and ask, especially the additional plane of infernal. And should I go ahead and grab the chest or no?
I think you should.
And I'll fly off and go get that as soon as he responds, hoping that
Okay.
that was the answer he was going to give me.
So you guys make your way out of the throne room and begin to go up a few floors, and you begin to realize that the signal that you were getting of where Molly and Althea were located, as you kind of follow that upstairs, and as you kind of zone in on this particular room that she's in, you see there are guards standing outside the door. And as they see you, without saying anything, they open the doors. Inside is standing Althea. She's clean now, and is now dressed in very different attire. She's still wearing it's definitely not like entirely formal, but she's definitely way better dressed than she was previously. She's wearing the crown on her head, and you can see that there are a few people she seemed to find some people that may have been loyal to her before all of the things happened, and she has begun to gather some people that support her. And she's standing. Molly is kind of sitting there. She's a little bandaged up. She's a little beat up. And she's sitting there, kind of drinking something out of a glass. And you see there's there's an older veteran-looking elven figure standing next to Althea, and they seem to be talking about something. And you see behind her is two doors that are kind of open, and out there's kind of the cool night air is blowing in, and you see the balcony out behind her. And you get the sense that this seems to be almost like the personal office, or like maybe some kind of more personal quarters for the emperor. And I would say, Venkin, you recognize it as the balcony that you flew around and perched on the last time you were here. So yeah, as you guys begin to approach, Althea just kind of looks up at you and says, "Ha! I was wondering when you guys were gonna come out." And she said, "All rested up then."
I say, yeah, we definitely needed a rest after that fight. That was a little too close for comfort. I want to listen for. Is there any other combat going on, like out in the streets or anything I can hear?
It sounds very quiet outside.
Quiet. Okay.
The grizzled, older-looking elf steps around the desk actually and approaches you, and surprisingly, to the surprise of all of you, sticks his hand out to shake your hands. And he says, "My name is Eladin. I am Althea's cousin, and I wanted to personally thank you for your help in." And he kind of, you can see, searching for words, dealing with the dark cloud that had fallen over our city.
I say, I look down at his hand and I say it's customary for our lot to exchange greetings a different way, and I
She did finger
gun him.
Really join Perry.
Yeah, I was about to say, is anyone else joining in?
Yeah, I was joining him.
Just shaking
Yeah.
my head when I see the guns come out.
Yeah, everybody except Venkin is just like, and he kind of like, and as he kind of glances around the room, he like kind of passes, and you see Molly's like,
Yes,
shoot,
sir.
and he just kind of, okay, and he gives you like awkward finger guns.
I'm gonna cast
And,
prestidigitation on his fingertips and make them sparkle.
He kind of, and I imagine everybody once again goes,
Yeah, yes,
just
sir.
gets him with,
Double
double
the
taps him
cloaks,
with the
yep.
finger guns. Yeah,
Didn't we do that for
cloaks,
Molly the
pillow.
first time too? She did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so.
Part of the initiation.
Yeah, which by the way, you can see that Molly definitely liked it better this time around, watched you do
Yeah.
it to somebody else. I imagine as after Venkin kind of shakes his head and is like, "Oh fuck," he just like kind of walks around the desk, like just kind of like, "I'm done with this."
Into an eagle and
Just,
takes off out the window.
it's just,
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'm done.
just gone. Everybody's like, "Oh, what's his problem?" So I'll leave you guys kind of catching up in the office, and I'll go back to you, Venkin. As you kind of get fed up with the pleasantries and decide to just take off, you see that, like, kind of as you begin to gain altitude and you begin flying over the city, you see that all the black smoke is gone. You see there are quite a few less ships in the harbor than there were. And you see that even down below, though, you do still see soldiers like carting off the bodies of the fallen, and they're still trying, like they're still at work trying to clean up in the aftermath of the battle. You can see as you kind of fly around, like even like some of them, like they've taken their armor off, you know what I mean, and they're like just in like, and like they're just trying to clean the city up. You see that there are some civilians even that have come in and volunteered to help clean the city up, just clearing the city of both high and wood elves alike. As you fly out and kind of leave the area of the city, you begin to see like the kind of the sun rising, and you see out in the further out in the bay, you see coming around the curve of the land, and up into the bay are 4 elven ships that are kind of coming back. They seem to be coming back into the city. And you continue your flight. You fly out over the forest, and after some time passes and the sun begins to come higher into the sky as the dawn rises and begins to illuminate shine its light over the trees and stuff as you spy Chichen Itza in the distance. So are you flying over Chichen Itza and heading straight towards the ship?
Yeah, but on the way, I would like to kind of perch on those small number elven ships, and I want to listen to like what's the vibe.
Okay, so you're gonna fly out once you see those elven ships coming in. Okay, so you fly out and you kind of flap your wings and come to a rest on the top of like the very very top of the like the flagpole kind of thing on the very top of the main mast, um, and you begin to listen in. Go ahead and roll perception for me.
14 plus. Is that a wisdom? Oh no, perception is 4, so that's 18.
18. So yeah, as you're kind of sitting perched up on the mast and listening to some of the some of the elven sailors below, you hear them talking and saying, yeah, some of them got away, but but we got most of them though. We got most of them, and they're just kind of like laughing and they're like, "I'll wait till we get back. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see how many of them we got." And and then there's some of the other ones that are like, this doesn't make. And some of them are like, what I don't understand is, they're kind of like they begin to kind of like not argue, but kind of debate about why the attack took place. They're like, some of them are like, I think it's got something to do with, like they kind of start going into like almost like some conspiracy theories of like what they have, and they're all like totally wrong. One's like, I think the emperor's doing deals with, like, and it's like just dumb. They
It's
don't have
tinfoil.
any fucking clue what they're talking about. But yeah, they that's basically what you hear them talking about.
Okay. I'll start flapping away, and I'm gonna take a shit right in the middle of the day.
Yeah, you just drop a massive giant eagle-sized fucking creamy white shit. And go ahead and roll aim on that. Just a flat d20. I want to see what the
I was
aim on
hoping
that is.
that's an 18.
That's an 8. Yeah, it just the one who's like spouting off the most outlandish of the theories. He's just like he kind of like turns and looks his head, and it just goes like a bucket of paint on top of his head. Just it just like splashes all over the fuck. He's like, oh, what the fuck? And he looks up to see like this massive eagle just fly off, and they're like, what the fuck? As you kind of fly up and into the night, or into the early morning rather. And so like, you're heading for the ship then? Yeah. So you fly for a while longer. Like, so the sun comes up higher. And before too long, you see where the ship is docked. But only the Jimmy Changa is docked there. The Jimi Hendrix is not docked alongside alongside the Jimmy Changa.
Okay. I will instantly land on the ship and transform back.
Mhm.
And who's on the deck to greet me?
It would be, I would say, most likely Jim with a G, or yeah, Jim with a G, the first mate Jim.
I'll ask him where the other ship is, and if they could, I guess just to get the ball rolling, just ask him to start sailing back toward the city.
He says, I don't know, sir. The Jimi Hendrix hasn't returned yet. Who are you? I mean, I thought they were with you. Are you guys in the? I mean, is everyone in the city still? What's going on? We haven't heard anything.
No, just the four of us are in the city at the moment with Molly and Althea. Yeah. they started coming back this way to kind of draw off some of the ships. So try to keep an eye out on the way back. And go ahead and start sailing toward the city. We'll
He says,
meet you.
says, aye, sir. Straight away. And he immediately heads over and like slings the fucking door open. And he's like, all right, you fucking scallywags. You know what I mean? And he's like, all hands on deck. And, you know, just starts fucking shouting orders and shit. You hear like assholes and elbows as the gyms are falling out of their hammocks and are falling out of their fucking, you know, shit and fucking rushing up on deck. And they start fucking, you know, a couple of them climb off and like they start fucking kind of pushing the ship out. And yeah, so they get prepared to sail. So yeah, I imagine you go below deck and grab the chest. I can't remember what all you guys have in it, but I imagine you just empty the contents on the floor.
Well, I mean it's chest of holding. It doesn't matter what's in there, right? The weight's the same.
Well, the weight is the same. However, though it is a chest of holding, it does have a limited volume.
I think the only things we had was the merchant's
Water
cart
and
worth of
people.
stuff.
Oh yeah, all
Oh,
the
that's
merchants
right.
shit. Yeah, yeah. So you
So
had the
yeah, I'll
merchants. You had a few essentially like a few crates worth of shit.
I'll dump that down there, and then I'll
'Kay.
start carrying it up the. I guess I'll go give an update to Karg and just let
Okay.
him know what happened. And I don't know if he wants to. I'll give him an update on what you said 4 elven ships that were returning were doing. Sounds like they're going to go back and try and reinforce, but it seems like the city's pretty much liberated. And if they want to assist in that or anything they want to do to take advantage of it, they can.
So absolutely. So as you you kind of fly over to Chichen Itza and land at the top and go into the sanctuary, and you see Kark in there meditating. And as soon as you enter, he opens his eyes and looks at you and kind of doesn't say anything, just kind of with that expecting look, like waiting for an update. And you begin to kind of fill him in on what's happened. And he says, all right, good. No one else has returned yet. This is the first word that we've gotten. So will you be? So you're heading back, and he kind of just like kind of goes over the plan, and you kind of explain to him that you guys are gonna go and get some shit, and then you're gonna come back and stuff. And he accepts this and says, and kind of asks a few questions about Althea and stuff, and you fill him in on what happened, and he thanks you for the update, and yeah, you get the chest and begin to fly back to the tower. It's getting into late morning by the time you make it back. Starting to approach maybe 10 or 11 in the morning as you kind of land back on the balcony. Doors are still open, and I'll say in the time that Venkin was gone, I imagine you guys have probably eaten. I imagine you guys are hungry. You guys have been fed, and Althea has explained to you that that essentially what I told you earlier is that she was able to find, after you guys locked yourself in, she decided to try to see if she can find some of the people who may still be loyal to her, and she did. And luckily for her, some of the people who are loyal to her are very well trusted among some of the ranks and are spreading word of the essentially regime change now. And kind of as all this is going on, Venkin returns. And Venkin, you get to hear the little last bit of this as she tells you all that she greatly appreciates all of your help, and to give her a few weeks to get everything kind of ironed out, and then return, and she will have a reward for you. for everything that you guys have done, not only for her in this situation, but also rescuing her and rescuing her, as well as like everything you've done for her daughter. And so, and she says, and by the way, I know about what you guys have been taking out of the throne room, and don't worry, it's fine. There's plenty more where that came from. That's most likely just the personal collection of the Emperor himself.
I was
She kind of chuckles about that, and she says, she kind of chuckles and says, "Yeah, I hadn't imagined you were." And but she says, "Now, if you guys will excuse me, I have an empire to run now. It seems. Thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you guys in a few weeks." And she kind of, gestures you out. At this point, Molly kind of stands up and says, I don't. She's kind of just stands there for a moment and says, "I really don't know what to say to you guys. I thank you. I'm gonna stay here and rest up and heal up, and who knows? Maybe when you guys return, maybe I can set out on my own and go look for my dad. But for now, I think my place is here."
Grown tired of the pirate life, have we?
She says, "Not the pirate life necessarily, but maybe you guys' pirate life. You guys get into quite a bit of shit." And she kind of chuckles and says, "But I mean, Tia Dalma's dead, right?"
We
That's a
don't
good
know.
question.
Don't know.
She says, "I hope this is all over. I just want this to be over." And but she she kind of comes up and hugs you guys, except Venkin. She's kind of like, Venkin's looking a little grumpy, like he's ready to go get some gold. She kind of like, but especially Perry, because Perry is probably the one she's grown the closest to over this time, and you know teaching him Infernal and just kind of their rapport together. And but she kind of bids you guys farewell, as I imagine you guys make your way back to the throne room with your chest
Was Althea like conscious when the whole demon thing happened, or was she with us?
She was with you. She was fighting alongside you guys.
That's what I thought, but I didn't remember.
Molly was the one that got injured pretty early on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to ask out loud real quick. What are we doing with the? Well, I guess if Althea's not there, that's fine. I don't.
Oh
know
no,
what
Althea's
she's
still
doing.
in the
Okay.
room. You guys haven't quite walked out yet. Molly just kind of caught you guys as you were leaving. But
What
go
about
ahead.
the skulls?
So we have
Go ahead.
what? We have 4, right? Total.
Now you have 4 in your
Out
possession.
of
Yes.
10.
Yeah, 9. There's 9 of them, I believe.
Okay, 4 out of 9. Okay, I think we should probably just put them in the chest.
She says,
Well,
as you
I want
ask
her
this,
to
she says,
reaction.
It's a good question. If it were me, I would just in case, because we can't be certain that she's dead. If I were you, I would try to find the rest of them if I could, and try to keep them out of her hands, because we don't know how exactly this ritual works, and we don't know. I mean, for all we know, she may be able to find some and destroy them and do damage. We don't know. There's not enough, and there's not enough information. And if it were me, I would say that we need to find the rest of them, and keep them safe away from her.
Or find a way to destroy them.
Yeah, we could. Yeah. I would argue that we should probably keep them until we know for sure what kind of power they have.
Right, because we discussed last time that if we destroy them, it might release the entity.
Right, yeah.
Whatever the hell.
I also think we shouldn't leave them here under the assumption that Tia Dalma knew that those 3 were in the throne under area. So I think we should take them with us.
Yeah, definitely, because this is her last location, so...
Yeah.
Absolutely, and as you say this, Althea says, yeah, unfortunately, though I do have allies here, I still don't know if there are people here that I cannot trust. And I have quite a bit
Imagine
of
we
weeding out to
probably are.
do. And so I have quite a bit of weeding out to do. And so, having said that, I would say that they're probably much safer outside of this city. So yeah, you guys can finish up your farewells for now and head to the throne room, where you guys make your way down into the chamber beneath the throne room and begin to fill your chest of holding with as absolutely much as you can fit in there. I'll say that you guys are able to get quite a bit of it in there, as you guys are just kind of scooping it out. Takes some time, but essentially, for now, you guys really don't ever have to really worry about money ever again at this point. Essentially, with this amount of treasure, there's really, you know what I mean. So you guys fill the chest, and somebody just drop a GIF in the.
That's how happy I am about the money.
I'm rich, bitch. Hell yeah. So yeah, you guys fucking giddy as can be. Make your way out with your trunk. That is, you basically clean the place out. You get all of the scrolls, the books, the diamonds, the gems, the gold. And like I said, we'll tally all that total later, maybe towards the end of the session or something. We'll tally all that total up so you guys have an idea of exactly how much you have.
What does she say about round 2 coming in? The ships coming forward. The city?
Oh yeah. So real quick, sorry. Yeah, we'll go back to that. When you tell her about that, she says, "Yeah, I'm aware that there's still quite a bit of information spreading that needs to happen among the ranks. But that's why I asked for some time to kind of get everything under control before you guys return and make sure everything is sound and I have a good handle on the place." And she says, "Yeah." So that's basically the answer that she gives you. That she understands that there's definitely going to be some weeding out that needs to be done and some soldier re-education, essentially.
Make sure you throw out anybody that smells like shit, and I wink.
She kind of gives you a touch of a puzzled look, but says, "All right then, fair enough, we'll do." And yeah, so you guys go get your gold and gems and diamonds and shit and books and yeah, I imagine then you guys make your way you guys begin to make your way out of the tower. And as you guys begin to go down the stairs with the.
Before we go, I do have a thing in my inventory that I want to give to Molly. Before we go, I have the bottle of wine that she gave us when she was running that bar that had the White Lotus on it. I want to give it to her as like a thank you.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's actually, I was literally just about to bring her up. As you guys, as you have this thought, as you guys are carrying this down the stairs, now that you have the treasure in hand and your mind is starting to clear a little bit, and you have this thought, she comes running up behind you guys and says, "Hey, wait. I have something for you." And she sticks her hand out, and in her hand is a piece of parchment that's kind of tri-folded, leather wrapped, and with a kind of a ribbon tied around it. And she hands it to you and says, I think you guys will want this," and hands it to you. And then I imagine in turn you pull the bottle out, and she kind of immediately recognizes it immediately, and like tears almost like come to her eyes as she very, very solemnly thanks you and kind of holds the bottle towards her chest, and almost for a moment remembering like simpler times for her when she thought like, I'm just going to run this little inn and I'm just going to live this quiet life on this island, and when that dream was still alive. And as
showed up.
you, huh?
I said till we showed up.
Right.
So you guys showed up, yeah, absolutely. And as you take Perry, as you take the letter, as you take the folded piece of paper from her and open it up, it's a letter of marque.
Okay.
It has the seal of the Emperor of Kathir on it, and it authorizes you basically essentially it gives you passage in any a city that's going to basically be under the rule of the empire, and as well as also gives you essentially a license to do just about anything you want, illegal or not, under authority of the crown.
Jeez.
He's like, damn.
New Thames, boy.
um
Can we buy property?
I mean,
We can buy a
certainly
lot.
could try. Yeah. You guys have quite a bit of coin. Um and so yeah, you after she kind of runs back, cradling the bottle, and heads back towards her mother. As you guys make your way down and out of the tower, you guys just gonna walk through the city, just casual as you like?
I mean,
Yep.
Yeah, we're free from all
We
crime.
have a
So
mark,
fuck
boy.
yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, I imagine
Um,
Perry is just like up front with the letter of mark, just like read it and weep, bitches. Read it and fucking weep. Yeah.
since we do have this passage in this city, pretty much, I do, since we're probably safe here more than anywhere right now, and we got all this money. I want to try to find somebody that can outfit our ship with cannons.
Cannons.
Okay. Yeah, so I would say that right now, as you guys begin to walk through the city, you see that a lot of the businesses right now are closed. They're in the final stages of kind of cleaning up the city. Quite a bit of these wood elves you're impressed with the sheer level of chaos and destruction that just shy of 300 wood elves was able to manage. They did quite a bit of damage. And so you kind of think that you might wait until you return before you're able to really patron any shops around here, because it seems like everything is kind of sealed up for the moment. People kind of still in hiding a little bit, fearing of maybe another attack or something.
Can I search the dock for cannons? And I'll just have the Gems load them up. I mean, I got a mark. I can take them bitches.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's
So
probably a lot of like destroyed ships we could just salvage.
yeah, so
yeah.
there are plenty of, like, you can see that there are ships towing in the wreckage of other ships. There's like some smoldering carcasses, though most of them have sunk to the bottom of the ocean, or at least to the bottom of the bay, rather. Though yeah, there is some salvage going on. And as you guys are kind of on the docks, as you guys make your way through the city and make your way down to the docks, you see a couple 100 yards out from the docks, you see the Jimmy Changa sailing into port, and yeah, so that you kind of see them sailing into port, and yeah, there's like there's a section on the other side of the docks from you guys that you can see that where they're kind of like bringing whatever salvage they have found from the shipwrecks and stuff like that they could salvage, and are kind of like stacking it up, so to speak, kind of waiting for it to be repurposed or whatever the situation would be. So, and there are cannons amongst this. There's sails and nets, and you know what I mean, all kinds of shit that you would find on a ship. Anything of value. There's ammunition, all kinds of stuff there. Ballistas.
Looking at all this, I want to look to the party before the ship gets here and ask them how many of the wood elves they think died, how many tribes got cleaned out. And maybe
Who are you asking to this? Are you asking this to the party? The rest of the party?
Like just
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like a rhetorical question, I guess. Maybe we should share some of this
Wealth.
just a little bit of this wealth we got, just to at least, pay back the lives that they lost and help rebuild some of their.
Yeah.
Give it to Kark. He'll be able to distribute it.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
or we could call in a favor with the Darrens to see if about rebuilding the city.
Well, I'm not necessarily the city. I think Althea will take care of, but all the random tribes in the woods are
Yeah.
probably going to need a little bit more help because she's probably not going to be able to. I don't know what the agreement is now that she's ruling, but
Right. Yeah. No, that's fine. I agree.
Yeah. So So yeah, you guys see as the Chimichanga pulls into port, and it's definitely a sight for sore eyes. As you guys have been through quite the crazy fucking experience over the last 24 hours. Are you guys gonna try to go over there and just walk up and take a couple of cannons?
Yeah, I'm gonna send a couple gems to do it, but I'll go with him.
Yeah, I'm gonna
If
go
yeah,
to
Ariel,
have
yeah.
Mark and
Yeah, so you guys
Reed
walk
wait.
up in. Yeah, you guys walk up and you see that like a couple of the soldiers come to like approach you, and as they see the letter of mark, they're like, "What the fuck?" But they're also considering how fucking crazy things are right now, and the new information that they've just got. They're like very, very like hesitant to. They don't know anything about really the new emperor and like how she's going to react to certain things and what the punishments are going to be like, and so they kind of very begrudgingly kind of stand aside as you guys are just like, yeah, whatever, bitches, and start fucking the gyms start loading up. I'll say that you guys are able to get 4 cannons and with ammunition for each. I'd say 20 rounds each with gunpowder to boot.
Sweet.
that puts us at 5 total.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys load your cannons up and shit. Imagine flip the bird to some of those elves as you guys make your way out of port. And fucking bounce.
How many gems do we have now?
So you have the yeah, I'll say it's your main crew. So you have
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
yeah, say I thought you had 7 or 8,
We have
including
7. And then
7. Is that including Zimbabwe?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you guys have 7 plus yourselves on at crewing the ship.
I'm giving each gem 2 diamonds.
Ooh, shit.
Yep.
And as you do this, the gems are like fuck yeah, you know. They're like they're very, very, very grateful, very thankful, and you can see just like they're fucking like this shit's already burning a hole in their pocket. Like, when we get to the next port town, I'm getting like, you know what I mean? Like, just and he's like, no, dude, like, there's no way I'm letting you get a better hat than me. You know, they start just kind of like bantering back and forth and shit like that. Super giddy and excited to go spend some of this. And
Tell them there's
so
more
yeah,
to come if you stay loyal to the Chimichanga.
they're all like, aye, aye, Captain. You know what I mean? They're like fucking sound off like you got a pair. So, absolutely. So you guys sail towards Kark and Chichen Itza and all that?
I think so.
Yeah, I want to ask if they found the other ship though.
No. No.
Oh,
Jim, first mate Jim says, no, we kept an eye out on the way here. We saw nothing.
Okay. I want to ask if we can take like if they took the direct route, take like a little bit wider swipe, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. So
makes
you guys,
I also
yeah.
am going to, since I'm a emissary of the sea, is what the feat is called. I'm able to call sea life and speak with them. I want to call some kind of sea life nearby and start a search.
Absolutely.
This
So
just
you
out-druided me.
yeah. Sorcerer tank. So so yeah, you guys make it out, you know, out into this far out into the bay and out into the open ocean, and you cast and you kind of standing on the bow, and before long a school of dolphins comes
As
by.
soon as he does that, I'm gonna go climb up in the crow's nest and start looking through his scope.
You.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you a perception roll here in just a moment.
Okay.
But so yeah, you see like there's a school, there's a small group of dolphins that's kind of like chittering and jumping out of the water around the ship. You can ask them try to ask them questions if you like.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask if they've. I'm gonna give them a description of the ship and ask if they've seen it.
Yeah. I don't know how the fuck I would do a dolphin's voice communicating to you. So I'll just say that you get what you get from them because dolphins are quite intelligent. Essentially, what you get from them are impressions, and you see essentially like you get the impression of like the ship leaving the bay the last you saw it, like when you kind of directed them to start to flee after you guys have made your last kind of strafing run. And then you kind of get the impression of like some of the ships getting around the barricade and pursuing. And then you see like get an image of like cannon fire, and then you see you get an image of some people huddled in like a dinghy, like fleeing, and that's what you get. That's the impression that you get from this dolphin.
Okay. I want to ask if the dolphins can spread the word that we're looking for them. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, they you get like an affirmative from them, and they kind of take off. Yeah, so you guys begin to continue your journey back towards where you guys had previously docked and towards Chichen Itza. As you guys get around a bit further, the dolphins return and start kind of chittering to get your attention off the side of the ship. As you approach, once again, you're met with a few more impressions, and the impression you get is almost like a flash of an image of the Jimi Hendrix at the bottom of the sea. And like first, like a massive hail of cannon fire and everything, and kind of some of the same images you got last time, but this time it ends with an image of the Jimi Hendrix shipwrecked at the bottom of the ocean, on the floor of the ocean.
Okay. I don't really know how I would communicate this, but I want to try and communicate that, like, what of the crew? Like, did they see any bodies at the ship, or?
They didn't see any bodies. They just saw the ship. Yeah, they weren't really looking for people. They were just kind of looking for the ship.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys eventually make your way around this peninsula and back to the docks, and or not to the docks, but to where you guys were landed before. And you see, as you guys begin to approach the beach, you see the dinghy. You see it flipped over and laying on the beach upside down, kind of like they drug it ashore and flipped it over. And then, but there's no one else around, just the dinghy on the beach. And so you guys come up to the beach, and you guys drop anchor, and I imagine make your way off the ship, heading in towards Chichen Itza.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for Jimmy the Great.
Yeah, so you guys do a quick search of the area, and you see as you guys flip over the I imagine you guys go over and inspect the dinghy, and the dinghy seems to be mostly fine, but as you flip it over, you see blood on the inside of the ship. And it just, there seems like some of it is washed away from the waters of the sea, but there is still some dried blood left caked onto some of the walls and things of the inside of this dinghy. You guys make your way through the woods with the thoughts of riches and gold now kind of in the back of your minds, as you're mostly just concerned for the fate of your friends and your fellow crewmates. The walk seems to take so much longer than it ever has before, as you guys finally make your way to Chichen Itza. And begin to head up the stairs. You get to the top of the sanctuary, and as you enter the sanctuary, you're met with a bit of a somber sight. You see Karik and some of the other wood elves tending to a couple of injured crewmates. You see Jimmy the Great laid out with a massive wound to his head. With a massive wound to his head, but he seems to be alive and is being tended to by some of the elves. You see, oh fuck, what's her name?
Anora.
The first mate.
Anora, yeah.
Yeah, Anora. You see Anora, also kind of beaten and battered, but awake and kind of sitting up, kind of drinking some tea out of a small cup. And you see a couple of the other wood elves, only 3 other wood elves, laid around as well, all being tended to. But those are the only ones you see.
Is Jimmy the Great conscious?
No.
So I will immediately walk up to him and cast heal. Serve of positive energy washes over 70 hit points. It also ends blindness, deafness, and any diseases affecting the target.
Okay. So yeah, you immediately go to Jimmy the Great and you kind of kneel over him and begin to use your magic to heal him. As the magic begins to wash over him, you see the big wound to the side of his head closing up in real time as the magic washes over it. And after a few moments, his eyes like start open and he's like panicked, looking around. He's like he doesn't know where he is. And he's trying to like get his bearings, and he looks around and he sees all of you, and he's just desperately looking around, like trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Morning, Sunshine. I'm here to contact you about your body's extended warranty.
God damn it. Yeah. Begrudging slow clap. Yeah. Geez, Matt, I might need one of those after that dad joke. That level of dad joke. God damn. So as he begins to kind of get his bearings, and he looks around and kind of takes stock of the room, you see like a realization hit him, and you see his head drop as his head just hangs and he begins to stare at the ground. Almost roll insight. Any of you who would like to roll insight?
Not great.
Not great.
A 10.
15.
Okay. 15.
9.
9. Oof. I'll say the Perry and Venkin, you're having a bit of a hard time reading what his feelings, but Zezel, you get the sense of shame coming from him. There's a sense of shame coming from him, as he as this all happens. You see Anora get up and move across the room and like kind of kneel beside him, and she begins to say, there's nothing you could have done. There's nothing you could have done. And she looks up at you and she says, like, she kind of just pauses, and you can tell that she's trying desperately to say something to you, but it's getting stuck in her throat before she finally is able to eke out, Jack didn't survive, as she kind of drops her head and a few tears begin to fall, as she definitely didn't want to have to be the one to tell you guys. She at this she says, after a few moments, she kind of gathers herself and says, we took a direct hit to the sail, and we were slowing down, and they were starting to gain on us, and Calico Jack realized that if we allowed them to continue to follow us, that they would find their way back here, and they would hurt innocents, kill people we didn't know. Jack knocked him out and threw him. Points to Barbarian Jimmy, whose shame just radiates from him even further, because he was the captain and he didn't get a chance to go down with his ship. And he made us flee, and he some of the other Wood Elves stayed behind with him, and they just turned broadside and manned the cannons. And last thing I heard him shout was "Hoist the colors!" As and she also tells you that he told her to check his quarters. God damn it.
I typed that in the wrong spot, but
That works though.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. As she finishes telling you of Calico Jack's heroic last stand, as he forces most of the ship to abandon, most of the crew to abandon ship, and they begin firing the cannons and holding them off while the rest of them escape. Ultimately, Calico Jack and the rest of the Wood Elves went down with the ship. But as she was leaving, he told her that you should check his quarters.
Like his drawers?
No, like his quarters on the Chimichanga. That's all he said, was to just check his quarters. But yeah, so you guys are kind of left there to take this information in, that while you on your front achieved a great victory and all held a lot of loot, there was quite a mighty cost. And kind of as this goes on, Kark says the rest of the Wood Elves returned as well. They lost quite a few of their number, but I think that they're excited for a possible future of and a chance at actual freedom. So yeah, it's just kind of a somber and very kind of like holy shit moment, as you guys realize that not only is the Jimi Hendrix at the bottom of the sea, but also one of your founding party members too is also at rest at the bottom of the sea.
I want to go to the ship and get one of the casks of the Blood of the Leviathan ale and pass out drinks to everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say we better have a drink.
Yeah,
while you're at the ship, do you
I'll go ahead.
do you check his quarters?
Yep.
Yeah. So as you walk into Calico Jack's quarters, you see he had a little table next to his cot, and laying on the table are one for each of you is a hand carved like wooden pipe that he carved by hand. And you kind of get the sense that this is probably what he's been spending his time on over the last few weeks, as he's been kind of quiet and little withdrawn. But you see that sitting on his table are these wooden pipes that he's carved for each of you. And each one's personalized just a little bit to the individual. But you bring back the cask of ale, and you pour out a drink for Calico Jack as you guys all kind of stand around and have a bit of a moment for a lost comrade dead at sea.
It's not gonna be the same without our alcoholic fish.
Real quick timeout out of game, just to let you guys know. Michael will be returning to the campaign. He did just decide that he would like to. When he does get a chance to come back, he wants a fresh start with a new character. With Calico Jack, it just kind of there were some mechanical issues with Calico Jack and the way the character was originally built. That just as he leveled, and he just wasn't very optimized. And so I think it'll be a lot better for him with a fresh start with a fresh character. So
cool.
Anyways, in the meantime, between now and you guys' return to Kathir, is there anything that you guys would like to be doing, do, all of that kind of stuff?
I mean, I want to
Do you guys
give.
think you would lay low? Do you guys think that you would?
Yeah. I would start reading through those books and those tomes.
Absolutely. And then I'm sure Zezel, you want to kind of maybe go to the tribes and give them some wealth.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, Zezel, I'll say that's something that's kind of personal to you, and you kind of take that on yourself, and you go out. You learn that of their almost 300 in number, barely more than 100 returned.
Jeez.
But however, and in doing so, many of the other chieftains were killed, and as a result, the tribes have united into one, into one tribe, no longer divided. And the chieftain of this tribe is the first one that you encountered. He survived and has become the chieftain of this new integrated tribe. And whatever it is that whatever amount of gold or wealth that it is that you decide that you want to give to them, they are very, very, very grateful for, and tell you that you are their friends, and that any that you're welcome amongst them anytime, essentially. Yeah, Perry, as you begin looking through these books, there's some very, very interesting knowledge in these books. There are ancient stories in these books of the founding of Kathir. And as you kind of start to dig into the depths of some of these tomes, you learn quite a few things about the history of the city. To start with, you learn that the city of Kathir was built on top of another city. That long, long, long ago, when the elves came to this area, they drove out a population of dwarves that once lived here. That apparently deep, deep, deep beneath the city of Kathir, there still lies the remnants of an ancient underground dwarven city. And that it was once a very, very, very great city called Grim Badur. Grimbadur. And that in Dwarvish, Grimbardir means the sunken city. And it was once a very great and powerful dwarven nation that was betrayed from within and ultimately conquered by this larger elven force, and that the elves then built their city on top of on top of these ancient ruins, and that there is there's speculation that and that the elves have sent many uh, parties down there in search of a few different things, and none have returned. However, what they are in search of is that apparently these dwarves were well known to make the most powerful magical weapons at the time, and that they've sent parties down into these tombs in search of ancient magical dwarven weapons technology, essentially. Magical weapons technology. But that the elves generally do not return. There are quite a few books in here that you quite haven't gotten to yet. And that is because I haven't fully decided on what a couple of them are just yet. But as you get through them over the next, it's going to take you quite a while to get through all these. There's quite a bit. So, but next session I'll have a few more prepared for you. Hold on, where my pen go? So yeah, is there anything else that anybody would be doing? Aruk, is there anything that Aruk would be doing in this time?
Not really.
Okay. I imagine that Aruk doesn't really shy away from blood or gore or death, so I don't imagine that it affected him all that badly. So I'd say that Aruk probably spent most of his free time shacking up with his half-orc lady, and just doing his own thing and dreaming about how he's going to spend his cut of the treasure. Anything else in particular that anybody would be doing?
Probably down in the bottom of the ship, adding to the story.
Absolutely,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
carving into the story of the party. Yeah, so one last thing before you guys make your way back into Kathir to have your meeting with Althea. You, as a Perry, as you are one day, as you're kind of making your way back to the ship or back to Chichen Itza for something, or maybe to ask a question about something that you're reading. You as you're walking through the woods, you begin to hear like a bit of a rustling. You begin to hear a bit of a rustling up in the trees above you, with a little bit of occasional chittering. And as you
Oh, if
kind of
you're about
stop,
to tell me there's some dolphins up in these trees.
yeah, tree dolphins. Yeah, it's a new. It's from the new shit that Wizards just released. Yeah, 5th edition or 6th
Yeah.
edition tree dolphins.
Fucking chittering coming from the trees.
No, and but as you kind of stop and look around, trying to figure out where the sound is coming from, you see a small, long-limbed monkey. Maybe yay tall, total, long, flexible, kind of like appendage-like tail, and he's kind of swinging around, and he's chittering at you a little bit. And as you as he swings in front of you, you see that he has a tiny, perfectly round little white dot right on his forehead. And as he kind of plops down onto a branch next to you, the other thing that you notice about him is that he's missing a toe on each foot.
Missing a toe. Okay.
On each foot. And
Big toe.
kind of like his middle toe.
Okay.
So he's missing the middle toe on each foot. Because think of him, he has like hand-like feet, just
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
most tree-dwelling primates.
got a
So
foot
he's
toe.
got like opposable thumbs and shit. So basically, he's missing his middle fingers on each foot. And as you begin to continue making your way towards Chichen Itza, he's following you, and he seems to just be kind of like very curious about you and is following you along.
Okay, I want to pull out some food from my bag and turn around, try to like bend down and offer some to him.
At first, he's a little like checking you out, like but it takes him a little time. But he kind of like inches
I
closer
point to
towards
the
you
I point to the mark of Calypso on my forehead too.
as he looks up. He kind of sees it and he inches a little closer and takes the food from your hand, and he's kind of holding it and he eats it and he's like, "Oh, that's good," and he keeps eating it. And then before too long, he's like coming up to you and trying to like reach into your pockets and looking for more food. He's like kind of climbs up on your shoulder and is
Yeah,
like
I point on my back
looks
for him
in
to
like
climb
your
up. Yeah.
shit. Yeah. And yeah, he climbs up and he's just like kind of like postured up and he's standing there and he's like looking and stuff, and like he's like hanging on to like the back of your armor as he's like fishing around in your pockets and stuff, looking for more food. As you make your way back to Chichen Itza that day, and from there he kind of just kind of sticks with you. And when you make your way back to the ship, he runs right up on the ship and begins swinging around from the ropes and stuff, and takes quite the liking to the crow's nest. Um, he's kind of stolen some shit here and there from people. Maybe stolen like a shoe or something from one of the gyms, and he's got some shit that he's stolen. He's kind of stashed in a corner up there. um, and so yeah, if there's nothing else, then you can go ahead and
I want to
Yep.
grab a piece of cloth
Mhm.
and cut it into an eye patch, and I want to offer him an eye patch.
Absolutely, yeah. He as he kind of you making a little eye patch, and at first he's like, you kind of have to show him what it does, and but when he puts it on, and then he like for a moment almost he takes on a little bit of a human like qualities. He kind of stands up on the basket
Hell
of
yeah.
the thing, and he kind of like sticks his chest out in the way that only small monkeys can, and he kind of sticks his chest out and he's looking around with a little eye patch on his eye,
And I
kind of like strutting his shit.
I say to him, "How do you like the name Chimpanzee?"
He kind of looks back around. He kind of looks back around at you and gives you like a sharp toothed smile. And yeah, so you guys now have a new a new chimpanzee.
Why
So
do I
yeah,
get the feeling this is like the reincarnation of Calico Jack?
I was thinking the
It could
same
be
thing.
Jack for short, sure.
I mean,
he's got an eye
Yeah,
patch, he's missing toes. Calico Jack had, peg legs.
Yeah, let's call him Jack.
so let's see. How can we infuse Jim and Jack? Or
Jack
just call him
Jim.
Jack. Or just call him Jack.
Yeah, we'll call him Jack.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, you guys now have a monkey named Jack. Very Pirates of the Caribbean-esque, but you guys have a monkey named Jack.
Jackie
Oh,
Chan.
Jack
you
and
imagine if
Jim, yeah.
like sorry, that like completely like out of game would be so hilarious. Like if like at the end like Calico Jack gets like wished back to life or something, and he's like, "Who's this?" And like, you guys get to play out the like Captain Barbossa scene. He's like, "Oh," he's like Jack, and he's like, "Yeah," and he goes like, "Oh no, we named the monkey Jack." That would be fucking hilarious. Anyways, so yeah, you guys spend your time just kind of recovering and everything, and eventually a few weeks pass, and you guys make your way back into Kathir. This time, your arrival in Kathir is much different. You are welcomed, and the guards already know who you are. They already know what your ship looks like, and they know that you are basically free to do almost anything you want. And so you guys, yeah, I mean, of course, like if you guys cross the line too much, even Althea is gonna have to be like, all right, guys, listen. But yeah, yeah, I appreciate that. But you guys make your way into the city and up to the tower and for your meeting with Althea. And as you guys enter into the office, Althea sat there. Molly is standing next to her, necklace off, full, just done with it. She's standing there fully in her tiefling form, smiling. And one of the other things that you notice is that the colors on the guys on the soldiers have changed a bit. They're all now toting purple, with the regime change. And she says, she kind of welcomes everyone as you guys all make your way into the office and says, as you can see, we've gotten things, let's see, what's the word? Under control here. But I have something for you. And, well, two things really. And she says, but first, I must know, how did everyone else fare?
I approach her kind of somber, and I let her know the Jimi Hendrix didn't make it, and we lost Jack.
He got turned into a monkey.
She bows her head and says, I'm very sorry for your loss. I know what it's like to lose compatriots, and hopefully this small token of my appreciation will begin to repair that. I'm also preparing to send out a delegation to the Wood Elves to try to broker peace and offer them not only their freedom but also a weregild for the death, imprisonment, and slavery of so many of their kind. But she says, but enough for now of the somber aspects of this. I have these gifts for you. And the first thing she slides across the desk to you guys is another piece of paper. This is written in common, and as you look at it, is the deed to an island.
Okay.
It is a deed to an island, and the second thing that she slides to you is once again another piece of paper, and this is a deed. This one, the second thing, she actually, after hearing this news, she begins to, like, she takes a quill out and she begins to alter a document and hands it over to you, and it is the deed to another ship to replace the Jimi Hendrix that sank. Yeah, so she says, this island is about 2 days sail due south. And she kind of she says, Perry, do you have your map on you?
Yeah.
And so you pull out your map and she points to it, and like literally 100% due south of Kathir. It won't show up on this map exactly, but she points out a small island that's almost just like what would be on just the bottom edge of your map.
Okay.
And she says this is an old Cathirian military outpost that is as of 2 weeks ago, no longer in commission. It is yours. And she says it's not much, but it should be a good base of operations for you as you guys begin to venture out on your search for the remaining skulls.
As far as the deed to the ship goes, is it a ship that has already been built, or is it like more of like a certificate to have one built, or?
No, it's a deed to a ship that has already been built.
Okay.
It better not be better than our current ship.
I mean, if it is, we can just swap.
I got my stories in that ship.
Yeah, no.
I have to rewrite everything.
Just break the planks
like-
off. It's fine.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, just swap out the planks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you guys yeah, she tells you that it's quite a nice ship and that she thinks you guys will be pleased with it. But yeah, if there's anything that you guys would like to say, or any questions that you would have for Althea.
Is Molly there?
Mhm. Yeah.
I want to approach Molly and I want to ask her to reconsider staying.
What do you mean, like to come with you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, she says, you know, I've thought a lot about it over the last couple of weeks, and you know, actually, I think as crazy as you guys' life is, I think that going with you guys is the best chance I have to finally meet my dad. And so, yeah, absolutely, I'd love to come. And so she, from like behind the desk, she already like, you can see she's got a full pack. She kind of picks it up. It was kind of hidden behind the desk, and she says, "Yeah, I'm ready to go when you are."
Cool.
All right, so you guys, I imagine, say a heartfelt goodbye. Althea and Molly spend a couple of moments alone together. And after a short time, she's ready to go, and you guys head out of Kathir. Is where would you guys' first stop be? Would you, I mean, imagine the new ship is first stop, but then after that, are you guys going to go to your island, your new island, and check it out? Or are you guys going to head back to Chichen Itza? What's the next plan?
I think checking out the island is probably next.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. So you guys make your way down to the docks and find the portmaster and show him the deed, and he sends a couple of guards to escort you guys to your new ship, which is a very, very, very beautiful and well-made elven ship that is basically on par with the Jimmy Changa. It is like size and everything wise, it is like it's identical. However, it is fully stocked with supplies, and it is outfitted with It is outfitted with actually 6 cannons, 3 on each side. It's fully equipped. It's fully ready to rock and roll, with except for a crew.
Kind of want to give that one back. Just give that one to Barbarian Jim.
Okay, that works.
Yeah.
Keep ours since it's the same size. I like.
Yeah,
that
they're identical. Well, it's definitely an upgrade from the previous ship, because the previous ship was definitely smaller than the Jimmy Changa. And definitely not nearly as well outfitted for this. It was more of a merchant vessel than this is. Definitely more of a, like, almost a military vessel.
Cool.
What's your ship gonna be? The Jimmy Carter?
Jimmy Carter. Yes. There you go. I was literally wondering. I was like, we have to come up with another name for another damn ship.
We gotta do celebrity names for the ships going forward.
Yeah. So the Jimmy Changa and the Jimmy Carter, yeah, set sail out
So
towards you
stupid.
guys'. I know.
That is
If you guys
stupid.
want to come up, if you guys want to come up with something else, that's perfectly fine. As you guys
Oh,
can
I'm so
brainstorm
glad
it until next
our DM
session.
said, "Hang on, that's dumb. You guys should come up with another one."
I mean, if you
Jim
guys don't like
Carrey?
the way it sounds, the Jim Carrey,
I think we can do better.
the Jimbo Slice.
Ooh, that's good.
Um,
Zimbabwe.
Wait, doesn't Eric have like a whole website dedicated to this or
Oh
something?
yeah, didn't I save that?
I think he did. Yeah, Eric sent us a full on thing.
Saved it.
So as you guys are kind of
Slim Jim.
sailing for a
Slim
couple
Jim.
of days due south, heading towards your new island. Eventually, you guys approach a small island. It's maybe a mile square. However, on this island is like a fully fortified small military outpost. It is like it it has a dock right up to the structure. And it's like a stone walled like proper
Oh,
like
shit.
small military outpost. It's equipped with a kitchen, a great hall, and enough room for up to 50 people to live. Quarters enough for 50. And
A lot of gyms.
yeah, now you guys have to come up with a name for the island too. So, but I think that's an excellent place to call it for this evening. With the party now checking out their new digs, getting used to the new ship, trying to come up with a name for each. Still mourning the loss of Calico Jack, but trying to plan the next step of venturing out and trying to find these skulls. So yeah, on to the loot. So as far as the quantities of these gems, I'm gonna say that of the standard sapphires, rubies, emeralds, they number around 450
Okay, and what would you
in
say
number.
the value of those would be?
So here, give me just a moment here. I have a thing. Sorry, Eric's gonna have to bounce here in a second. That's totally fine, bro. Yeah, the ending is just me basically going over money and stuff. So you're totally good. If you need to bounce and do your thing, I understand it's late. That's why I was trying to go ahead and call this because I knew it's like 6 o'clock in the morning for you. So, but
Okay, bro.
See you, man.
all
Later.
right, later, bro. We'll talk to you soon. Okay. Oh, I'm not a fucking robot. Leave me alone. God
Not me
damn.
too sure.
I'm just trying to Google. Yeah, is I'm a. This is all just a simulation anyway.
Chase the rabbit.
Okay. If this shit'll fucking load. Oh my gosh, what is happening right now? Get rid of this damn internet. Let's go some data. Let's see if I can get something going here. Looks like 100 gold pieces each.
Okay.
The diamonds are 1,000 gold pieces each. It looks like.
I saw 5,000.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so that says okay, yeah. So yeah. Yeah, jewel grade diamonds are worth 5,000 gold. Okay. This is way too in detail whether they're like gem grade or you know what I mean, like jewel grade or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then obviously gold. In gold, you guys got about 15,000 gold. The diamonds number the same as the rubies and gems,
50.
are the rubies and sapphires. Yeah.
Jeez.
So you guys are sitting on an absolute fucking treasure trove of money.
I'm gonna do the math real quick on this.
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
Is
I'm
that
excited to see the total. I hadn't totaled it all up.
Okay, so
is that after we paid everybody, or will we have to take some out of that for?
No, that's after you've paid.
Oh, sweet.
so 450 times 5,000.
You guys are millionaires. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy.
50,000 plus 49.3 thousand. We have 2,749,300 gold.
Jeez.
So it's funny because I thought really
Like
long and hard about all this. I thought a long and hard about all this, and I was like, man, so many DMs are so scared of giving their players a shitload of money.
Mhm.
I was excited. I just wanted to see what you guys do with it. Like, really, I was like, I want to, like, this is a pirate campaign. Like, they're gonna fucking, I know they're gonna bling out a little bit. I was like, but at the same time, like, I want to see what kind of crazy shit they want to fucking try to do with this money. So like I said, I wanted this campaign to be a little different in many ways from like a normal like book campaign where you get the fucking all the treasure at the end, and then you don't even get to play with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't even get to do anything with it. You just get it at the end, and it's like, oh wait, we're rich, but the campaign's over. So
Yeah.
But anyway, so there won't be since you guys got all this other cool shit, there's not gonna be any XP this session. You guys
That's
just
fair.
did some role play and stuff. So but yeah.
I'm
So I hope
happy
you
with
guys
that amount of money, so that's enough of a reward.
look, Brandon, if you weren't like, only two